Tell me something. Or defense lawyer. Okay. Architect. Defense lawyer. Tell me something. You say anything that'll get you money. Well, no. You don't want anything that'll get you money. Because some things can get you some money, but it can also get you some time. Time in prison. But yet, you're on the right path in some respects. We want to channel that, though. We want to make sure that we get a way to earn some money through maybe football, or through being an architect, or through being a defense lawyer. What would you say?
When I get older, I want to have my own barbershop.
You want a barbershop?
Yeah.
Now, why y'all sucking your teeth? What is that? I heard. What's that about?
They jealous because they can't cut them.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, I want to come here and say a few things to you all. One, whatever it is that you choose to become, as I said earlier, the only thing between you and your success is air and opportunity. You can achieve that. You will achieve that. But in order to be able to achieve some of those things, you're going to have to do a variety of things to accomplish your goals. You know, I grew up, maybe some the same, maybe somewhat different. People in certain places will tell me that I never go anywhere, do anything, or become anybody. And they said so largely in part because I was growing up in public housing. That I'd never go anywhere, do anything, or become anybody. They said also that I wouldn't do anything, largely in part because I came from a single parent home. They said because I was on free lunch and or reduced lunch, that I wouldn't go anywhere, do anything, or become anybody. Have you ever heard anything so ridiculous? Because in all of what they were saying, here yet I stand as mayor of the city of Charlotte. Here I stand in a place where you can be. Here I can stand in another place to become a defense lawyer, to become an architect. I still got some skills. I don't know if I'm too old for football. I'm just saying. But I played ball in school. Because I went to Carmel. That was my junior high. And then from Carmel to South Met. Of course, that's where I played basketball, football, ran track, long jump, triple jump, 100, 200, ran the relays. And the one thing that I made a mistake in doing one time during track, I thought I wouldn't go to practice. For no reason I didn't go to practice. And when it was time for the track meet, our football coach had me come up. And he said, look, he said, Cameron. He said, you want to run the mile relay. So I had to run a quarter, right? There's 4 people running the mile relay. All right? So when I started out, boom, I was getting it. Because I knew I could run at 220. So everybody else was behind. Good distance. Well, I still had another 220 I had to complete. And by the time I got up there to that third turn coming down from at the top, going down to the finish line, all of a sudden, it was like I was going backwards. And I got something called a monkey on my back. And I didn't think I'd finish the race. I did finish the race, but I finished last in my heat. We ended up coming in second, only because there were people who were already coached and had the ability to know what it took in order to try to learn and understand how to run that race. See, there's a skill set. There's a mindset of being able to learn something, and when you learn it, you master it. When you master it, you can complete it. What am I saying to you? Listening is going to be key in whatever it is you do and wherever you go. My mama in the house had a plaque that was hanging up from the ceiling. I don't know how she got it up there, screwed up in the top. And it said, you who think you know it all are very annoying to those of us that already do. In other words, see, I was around your age, and I was sort of smelling myself. I thought, it was about me. Nobody couldn't tell me anything. But she had a way of being able to let me know, you don't know it all. And at that point, I got it. And I understood that she was right. And so what am I saying to you? I want you to make sure that you're listening accordingly. Because sometimes when you don't listen, you get tripped up along the way. Y'all believe that? Okay, maybe you don't. What's 8 plus 2?
10.
Okay. 9 plus 1?
10.
7 plus 3?
10.
5 plus 5?
10.
Okay. And aluminum cans are made of?
10.
Okay. Aluminum cans are made of aluminum. Right? So what I'm saying is you got to listen, because sometimes there'll be people that try to trip you up along the way. And see, what I do in my profession, I have to make sure as mayor that I'm listening to everything that somebody's saying. Because, see, sometimes 1 plus 1 doesn't always equal 2 in politics. And I'm always asking sometimes, define what you mean by the word that, or which, or certain. Because, see, sometimes they have something that's going on with those words, and they have to, I got to go a little deeper into what Webster's might say as a dictionary versus what they might be trying to say to me when they're trying to make a point or to get something over. All right? So make sure that you listen. Number 2, make sure you evaluate things well. And one of those things you need to make sure you evaluate are your friends. Life is about choices. And so I would say to you, choose your friends wisely. Choose your friends wisely. Because, see, everybody's not your friend. And so when I was over at Irwin Avenue, before I went to Piedmont Middle School, before I transitioned over to Carmel, right? Barry Banner was up in my class. Okay? About 4th grade, 5th grade. And for whatever reason, you know, Barry was this kind of guy, he always made people laugh. Always a clown in the class. Always joking about something. Y'all know some people like that somewhere. Do you not? Always joking, trying to make, want to make sure that, they want to be the center of attention. And they got you following instead of you leading. Because, see, you can lead too, but they don't want you to know that you can lead, so they try to do anything they can to kind of keep you, over here on the side somewhere, making sure that you follow them and thinking what they're doing is right. And I couldn't understand how Barry kept getting A's and B's. And I was somewhere down in Sealand. Well, Barry was getting A's and B's because Barry knew that he was taking care of him, but also Barry wanted to make sure that I couldn't compete with him. Barry didn't want me on the same wavelength in terms of where he was education-wise. And so it took me a while to get it, but I got it. And so what I'm saying to you is, don't allow anybody to suggest to you that they're your friend, and yet they're bringing you down. Because, see, friends don't bring you down. They lift you up. So make sure that you choose your friends wisely. So listen, evaluate, and then achieve. Achieve those things in the classroom that you know you're supposed to. Right? This ties a little bit back to listening a little bit. But you got an opportunity right now to achieve some things based upon the men that are in this room. Men who care global. These guys are sitting here right now as resources for you. They have an ability and an aptitude to be able to tell you some things that you don't know so that you can achieve. You got an assistant principal here. You got a principal here. You got teachers here, other staff, people that are willing to give you the information that you need in order for you to make it to the next level. Don't just think. I tell my son every morning to give me 4 halves. He's 12 years old. I say, Patrick, I said, what are the 4 halves? He says, have respect, have responsibility, have manners, and have fun. I said, say it again. He said, have respect, have responsibility, have manners, and have fun. I would hope that each one of you would take a look and say, you know what? Ain't nothing wrong with having some respect. Respect for your mother, your father, your guardian, your teacher, men who care globally. Because these are the people that will help you, not hurt you. There's nothing wrong with having a level of responsibility and say, you know what? I need to be about getting my homework done. Because I know that in order for me to be able to be a football player or to be anything in any profession, I got to make sure that I'm getting my work done. Because, see, if you can't read, you can't write, what play can you study? What play can you know? All you can do is simply sit back and watch what somebody else is doing and then hope that you'll get it. Don't engage in activity that's going to allow you to be a step down. If you want to achieve, listen, bad friends, drugs, and alcohol are not the way. Not if they're negative. They're all negative. Friends can be negative. I talked about that. Alcohol doesn't do anything to help you. Drugs certainly can't do anything to help you. Because again, if you're trying to remember, those things can impede your brain. They can not allow you to be able to think through things like you need to think through in order to be able to achieve. Last thing to find. You heard me earlier talk about the challenges, people saying that I'll never go anywhere, do anything, or become anybody. And yet, I've been able, I think, to reverse that. And I'm saying to you, you can, if you are there also, in some respect or another, you can reverse that. But you have to be willing to stand up and say, you know what? Through it all, thick or thin, you're going to stand tall and you're going to see it through. So when you're up against trouble, you meet it squarely face to face. Lift your chin, you set your shoulders, you plant your feet, and you take a brace. And so when it's vain to try to dodge it, even when you're doing the best you can do, run from it will not save you. So in other words, I want you to see it through. See anything through, no matter what it might be, good, bad, or indifferent. If you set a goal and you reach that goal, set a higher goal to achieve. You could have told me here today that I would be where I am today. But thanks to people like Mr. Ron Lee, who's in this room, who's been a mentor to me for a long time, for 20 some odd years. 21. He's a godfather. That's how I refer to him. He looks over me, he watches over me. And he lifts me up and he advises me. That's what men who care global do. That's what they represent. That's what they are about. And that's what one day you're going to have to be about. Because there's going to be somebody else sitting right there where you are. And you're going to be standing right here where I am. Believe me when I tell you, you're going to have the opportunity. Somebody's going to call on you and say, because of what you do, because of where you've gone, what you've been through, why don't you come here and say something to somebody else that might touch you, that might say, you know what, if he can do it, surely I can. And I know you can. So remember those 4 halves. Have respect, have responsibility, have manners, and have fun. Those manners are going to be important. I never knew how far yes, sir, and no, sir, and yes, ma'am, and no, ma'am would take me. People knew, teachers, when I wasn't doing well in the classroom, they knew that I still had a mother at home somewhere to say, you know, this guy, he got some manners about himself. He's got some good home coaching going on. Notice I say training. But he got some good home coaching going on. And if there's somebody in his household that cares enough about him and his future for him to have these kind of manners, there's something that's within me as a teacher that's going to want to make me do something extra for that child to make sure he's getting what he needs in order to be able to make it out of this classroom. I got that attention. But it was because I always kept good manners. Patrick right now today, my son, my 12-year-old, he continues to get character traits at school because of his manners. He gets it. He understands. You all have manners. I can't tell you how many rooms I walk into and no one says, yes, sir. And yet you did. You've already set the tone for yourself. So it's no question within my mind that you're going to be able to make it. You're going to be able to make it because you already know how to do it. Someone's already been coaching you, or you've listened to somebody else, and you've got it. You've picked it up. Maintain that. Don't ever lose it. When I was your age, I didn't know a whole lot. But if I knew just a little bit about something, and I knew somebody else that maybe did know more than what I did, I'd present the question. For instance, I'll give you an example. I'd say to somebody, hey, wow, the sky is blue. And they say, well, yeah, it is. But you and I both know, Patrick, that even though the sky is blue, it's not really blue. It just appears to be blue. I said, yeah, that is right. And they say, yeah, because, the water from the ocean bounces off of the ionosphere. And it appears to make the sky look blue. Because the ocean is what color? Right. So it's like a mirror image. You got this piece, here's the world, and you got another little layer that's inside of the atmosphere. It's like a mirror, and it reflects. So the water, it bounces back up, and it makes it look like the sky is blue. But the sky actually has no color to it at all. It's clear. So, two things like that you can continue to gain. So, make sure, again, you have what? Respect, responsibility, manners. That last piece, fun. Have fun with whatever it is that you're doing. Make your classroom studies fun. Because, math can be fun, but you got to make it that way. Reading can be fun. You got to make it that way. Oh, yes, it can. Because if you don't read, you know what? You can get a special prize. I like you.
Yes.
I like you. So, but see, that gets back to that other D, though. In the word I just spelled out to you was lead. Listen. Right? And do what else? What was the E for? Y'all remember the E? Evaluate. What was the A for?
Chief.
Achieve. And the D was for?